Good evening and welcome to Nightfall in Amsterdam. Tonight we're joining a fairly large group of Guru as they gather on the sept of riddling waters. Uh, some of them are newcomers who have only recently found the sept. Some have actually only just arrived, literally walking over the threshold mere minutes ago. The gathering is a large mess hall. The sept, while in a marshland, is equipped with log cabins, outbuildings, and their mess hall is a canvas and corrugated aluminum hall. And it's kind of been done in a Norse longhouse style, so to speak, or a traditional Aboriginal longhouse with corrugated roof along the top. The sides are canvas and cedar planks. And there is pretty much always some sort of food roasting, a couple of kettles cooking. And it's one of the elements of the sept that is very important to the leadership to make sure that there's always food available for those who eat it or who need it. As well as a little known fact that the Alpha is an experimental cook and enjoys cooking as well. So, that being said, I will turn it over to everybody here who is gathering. They can introduce themselves, chat, get to know one another, discuss current events. For the sake of sanity, if they need to speak to you guys need to speak to a specific NPC, let me know, but they are certainly not all hanging around here. Many of them are out and about. Currently there's a deer on a spit, as well as a number of stewed vegetables cooking.
There is a multicolored hair girl laying on top of one of the tables. She's got everybody around can hear that there is music blaring out of her headphones, and she's just kind of sitting there playing some sort of game on her phone. She does have what looks to be fox ears and a tail on. Ian Hamid.
Aaron's gonna kind of walk in and take a big whiff of all the smells of the food. But is Abby laying on? And she's just gonna kind of approach Abby and sit down on a bench at that table and put her chin on her hand and her elbow on the table and just kind of stare at Abby.
Abby doesn't hardly seem to notice that there's anything going on around her. You can see she's playing Bejeweled, though.
To the phone and tap real quick.
Her head turns in the direction of the hand coming at her phone.
And she'll just kind of give Abby a big old shit-eating grin as she's staring at her.
Bonjour, Aya.
Howdy do. You look comfortable.
Oui, I needed to...
She looks Abby over, sprawled out.
Oui, I wanted to get out and stretch some... And she kind of stretches one of her arms. She's kind of holding the phone in front of her. And then goes back to just being in a relaxed position there.
On the table.
Yep.
You know people eat on these, right?
Oui.
All right, as long as we're on the same page.
How big is this room? I'm curious. How big is the room?
Wait, are we in a room or outside?
I thought we were in a room, but maybe we're outside. I guess I just need clarification on that.
It is kind of a building. The sides are mostly canvas that can be kind of rolled up. So if you think of like a pavilion at like a park, but then with flaps that can roll down on the sides, it's pretty good size. It's probably 20 feet across and a good 50 or 60 long.
How many people are in there? I'm looking around. How many people are actually in this area right now? In the, you know.
For the most part, it's your group. There's a couple of kinfolk in Gru that kind of come and go, mostly coming up to the roast or stock pot and get some food and go on their way.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Oh, go ahead.
There's no one who's really lingering in here or loitering with you guys. They've all kind of have their own spaces too. They're more established.
So, for the most part, Rad's going to go approach Air and see what's going on. I'm curious because they're having a chat, and I'm like, I'm eavesdropping. I want to know what's going on. I'm checking it out.
Well, if you're eavesdropping, you'll hear Kota out on the team. You always do this, and you pretty much hear everything that we were just discussing.
I'm just going to tilt my head a little bit to the side, out of curiosity. Okay.
And Air will kind of glance at Rat and tap and slap her hand down abruptly on the bench next to her.
Oh, okay. I hop on the bench. I go, where's everyone else? So I thought we were going to meet other people here.
Well, she motions at Abby, who's laid on the table. This is my friend Abby. And she'll kind of snap her fingers in front of Abby's face to make sure she's paying attention.
Abby turns her head towards Ire. Towards the other...
Abby!
Looks up at her phone. Back at Ire.
This is Rat.
Hi.
Looks up at her phone. Looks back at Ire, then over to Rat. Bonjour.
Hello. Hi.
Oui, that is what I said.
Oh, sorry. I don't speak French. Never learned it.
It is a pity. It is one of the most beautiful languages I ever heard.
Well, a lot of people say that.
Speak French, but at least you know what bonjour means. That's about all I speak to, though.
I've seen a lot of movies,
If people pay attention, if people are looking Veronica, they see her speaking to one male kinfolk before they depart, and then she just sits at a table, not really her arms spread across, but kind of on the top of a chair, scanning around, almost vigilant.
Well, Rat's gonna wait for her to come over.
She just looks and raises an eyebrow.
Air literally looks at her and points, and then turns her hand and motions with her finger. Come on.
You can kind of tell this is kind of I don't want to say foreign, but kind of awkward. She doesn't want to show it's awkward because you wanted to pull the tough card.
Lucas comes striding in with a 30-pack and a bottle of Jack.
There you go. That's the way to make entrance.
Sees everybody over at the table. Plops his booze down. Hey, Air. Oh, look at Tabs. And starts handing out beers and tosses one over to Veronica across the way.
Veronica, when she's headed to the table, blinks when getting tossed a beer, but doesn't complain.
Now,
Boy,
what kind of beer?
the Horde. You raid Colin's bar?
Never mind that.
What kind of beer do we have going on here? What kind of beer is this?
The cheap kind, because Lucas is broke.
Oh. Okay. Well, Air, I don't know if this is raiding a bar, because if it's the cheap kind, you think you'd raid for more, higher quality beer.
Hey, don't drink it.
Hey, beer is beer, but don't tell Colin that.
Oh.
I notice he tends to get Oh, you haven't met Colin. He's one of our Fiona, and he gets very upset about beer quality. She laughs at that.
No, I'm not knocking beer, as you say. I guess what's the turn down offers. That would be rude of me. Hey, aren't we missing somebody? Isn't there someone?
Isolated.
Isolated, yeah.
Yeah.
She must be occupied or didn't get the memo. That's okay.
Does she know how a phone
You can
works?
catch her up.
Wait, there was a memo? Did I miss the memo?
Does Isolate know how a phone works? She just says, like, really sarcastically. You can tell it's not made as an insult.
She showed me some video footage, so I'm gonna go ahead and I know I shouldn't do this, but assume that she knows how some technology works.
Maybe. Hopefully. Who knows? So, anyways, yeah. So, maybe Air, since you apparently know everyone, would you like to introduce everyone? Because there's a few faces I'm just trying to get used to.
All right, so we're gonna make this easy. All right, Abby, Lucas, meet Rat and Veronica.
Hi, Rat and Veronica.
I give you the thumbs up.
And she'll put her hands on each of them as she's introducing them, just like on their shoulders, so they know who's who.
Thanks for the clarification.
Veronica just glares at you for putting a hand on her shoulder.
Abby will sit up.
What?
Turn around.
So, Eric, does your new friends, do they know about everything that kind of happened, or last I knew, it's been rather busy.
Well, y'all were at the moot, right?
Yep.
She knows that Lucas was.
Okay. What
Abby
about your
look-
friend? Yeah, go ahead.
Kinda
Abby looks up from her
glances at
phone and says,
Abby.
I was there, but they kept giving me the glare for not looking at them while they spoke.
Well then, since everyone knows, okay. I hate to rush the fun here, but I want a name. Where's the name? We need a name. Gotta
Need
have
a
substance
name.
here. A name. Do you not recall how when we stopped talking, you know, what we were looking to do? I want a name.
P. Shaman?
What?
Pinky.
Pinky? No, I was talking more like a name for like a possible pack, not you know, my little
Well, I
whatever.
mean, a name for a pack, wouldn't that depend upon which spirit we serve?
Well,
I feel like that falls into a pack name.
As
Are
well as
you
figure out what we're gonna do.
oh, okay. So now that we're hitting to take the gloves off, yeah, sure. Let's
Oh.
you know, let's hit the ground running.
Kind of glance at Lucas and Abby. Care to join us in this endeavor? I'm sure. I'm pretty certain you both have some skills that we're lacking in, and they'd be more than handy in a pack. That is, if nobody else has any objections.
What would you do if we objected to it? That's the question I want to ask first.
Object and find out.
I'm good. I'm enjoying the beer.
Air kind of smirks when Lucas says that.
Lucas, I did see part of the fight him and Air had.
You to fight?
With the bar. When everyone got
Oh
jumped on.
yeah. Yeah.
Keyword,
I have
she
to
only
say
saw
that,
part of that.
Yeah, I fought. Air kind of just half
Yeah.
laughs.
I want to ask you two something.
Lucas is definitely skilled with an axe.
Air, Lucas.
Right. I'm pretty
Yes,
sure it's
ma'am.
an axe.
With those specific Garu that attacked, was it provoked?
Well,
They provoked me
we
when
were
they
just
kicked that
kind
door
of
open.
yeah. They kicked the door open and took out the Silver Fang Jordan, who is now sad. Man, that tell you what.
To be fair, I'd never had any interactions with any of them before, though.
Right.
So,
I hadn't seen any of them before, though.
All right.
What about now? Am I breaking up?
No, you better know.
So
Okay, it's just a matter of.
nobody here did anything to them, and they attacked.
Well, here's the thing. They're kind of calling people that aren't. If you aren't of their numbers, they're gonna kill you.
They're welcome to try.
And
They did.
that's exactly what went on.
Quickly
They-
show
Okay.
Silverfang's credit card and then just switch it back into sleeve. Smirk.
Not to jump the gun but apparently I recall that Lucas and Abby were asked a question about running with us, and I don't know if I heard a response. I'm just maybe my hearing's going. So
Yeah, I'm down.
okay, that's cool.
Abby, I don't know too well of.
Arrow flash up. Right. I should say grin, and then she'll look at Abby. I know Abby. She's helped me through a variety of situations.
Oui, I'm keeping you from getting ambushed.
She is
John.
Very tech savvy.
John, out of game, was that fox changer I encountered was Abby who he recommended with the card?
Let me.
I know he recommended somebody for hacking.
Fox changer.
The one that helped bury the
Vano?
bodies.
Oh,
I don't
Vano.
remember what his name was.
He had directed you to Keenan, who's a Corax, but Abby was another one he had suggested as a possibility.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
So, anyways, I guess we're still waiting for Abby's response. Last I recall.
Abby's Ira's cell phone goes off.
She pulls the phone out of her back.
There's a text message from Abby.
She raises an eyebrow and opens the text message.
It says, "You really think you have to ask? I'm hurt."
And she just kind of puts the phone back in her pocket and looks at Abby. She's down.
Okay.
And then she also looks at Abby, and she's like, "Don't get me wrong. I don't."
At this point, a very large, hairy man dressed in a decently nice suit will walk up to the group. He stands about 6'7". He has his brown hair that would normally be quite wild pulled back into a ponytail, and he screams of Silverfang Pure. He'll just walk up and say, "Good evening. I am Bosco Christoph, Silverfang, Philodon Squire. I was sent here by Eagle to do some investigations."
She's kind of looking up at him because he's very tall.
I apologize. I did not wish to interrupt the conversation. It's yeah.
Well, considering there aren't many in this particular room, it's understandable. Eagle sent you?
No. They said there was possible silt falling, but there were not many details mentioned.
Okay.
This is why I'm here, to find out what is happening.
What's happening? Oh.
I take it I've missed quite a lot.
Well, how much free time do you have? Because it could take all night.
My evening is free.
Oh, okay.
Good.
There you go, Air. Now you have a platform. Go ahead. Say what you got to say.
Well, you've come here to look into. Welcome to the Sept of the Riddling Waters. I presume you've spoken to those you need to speak to, such as the warder, if you're here.
No, of course.
You might want to sit down, maybe have a beer. She kind of grabs one of the beers and slides it over.
He'll take a seat and grab the beer, take a nice swig of it.
She kind of watches his reaction as she slid the beer over because it's obviously a cheap beer.
He drinks it down pretty casually, like doesn't seem to bother him any.
Okay. Start. Oh.
How about this? Let's just give the cliff notes. Let's give the cliff notes here.
All right. Long of the short of it is, there was a. We'll start from the beginning and we'll make it as short as we here. I'm no tale singer. I'm not going to pretend to. And then she pauses and she's like, you've introduced yourself. She'll hold out a hand. I'm Eir Sigurdsson, born under a crescent moon on 2 legs, Cleath of the Geta Fenris.
Pleasure. He'll shake her hand.
And she definitely, you can tell the Geta Fenris pure breed.
Yeah.
It's pretty strong with this one.
I'm Lucas 3 Chords.
And these are my friends. And no, she's literally saying these are my friends. Pushes, like, pulls her hand out and motions towards them to do their thing.
I give you a high. I slap her hand. You're like, oh, thanks. You know, like giving a high five. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks. Oh, you want me to say something? Hi, I'm Rat. I love songs, and I am a survivalist. All I need to say, yeah, you know? Oh, am I supposed to be formal on this? So yes, I'm I'm of the Molnars. You know. Oh, maybe I'll say it again on here. Another wonderful ring. And it's a pleased to meet you. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to know about me?
Possibly, but we will finish introduction and stuff.
Will do. Thank you.
I'll go. Lucas 3 Chords. You can tell what I am. Glasswalker Galliard. If you want, I can run through the tell of what we're doing here.
That'd be very kind of you. Do not mind.
We'll get through everybody else here, and we'll circle back to that.
No.
Veronica, though, doesn't show a mean look, but she has a very stern exterior, you can sense a lot of purebred Shadow Lord and spirit heritage of Grandfather Thunder. She looks at you without blinking, and she's like, Veronica strikes with lightning. I am a Galliard of the Shadow Lord's tribe. And she just waits to see exactly how he responds to that.
He'll just nod and say, I suppose I should give the name, but I am also known as Wrestles with Dancers.
Her brows go up.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. Russell's with what?
Dancers.
Oh. Hmm.
And Abby's just sitting there looking at her phone, occasionally glancing up, looking down at her phone while people are talking.
Air, did your friend ever, like, do something beyond the phone thing here? Just curious.
Well, the phone is her way of knowing what's going on. Right, Abby? She kind of glances at her.
Oui, it is very much so.
Well, then I guess I'm screwed. I don't even own the phone. Anybody got a broken phone? Anyone?
You don't need a phone.
I will explain it here in just a moment. And she stands up and kind of looks almost businesslike in her posture. My name is Abitudo, glassworker Ragabash, born on the two legs, and then she starts signing with her hands, telling you that she can't hear.
I apologize, I do not understand sign language.
Well, when I said that Abby uses her phone to know what's going on, I literally meant just that she can't hear.
Well, I think you showed her a lot of honor and respect by allowing her to make that
So her being on her and she kind of glances at motions towards the phone. What we say kind of, from what I've noticed, goes there. So she can interact with us.
Are you saying
It's
we're
very
being...
handy.
Are we being recorded?
No.
She kind of glances at Abby because she's not sure how to answer that question.
It records long enough to translate into text. And then otherwise I would run out of space on my phone very quickly with everybody talking all the time. So it then deletes the audio file.
Oh.
Abby.
Oui.
So, Mindspeak, you get a knocking on the door through Mindspeak.
She accepts.
Since we're more likely going to be working together, is there a reason you have a difficulty hearing?
You see Abby's face light up. And she kind of just turns towards Veronica.
Mm-hmm.
She gives her a small nod, and then in Veronica's mind, in return, she'll hear, when I was young, a grenade went off in too close to my head. It did not kill me, but it destroyed my ability to hear.
Oh, you poor thing. I was at a previous sept where there was someone I knew. I didn't want to come off the wrong way, but he was Metis, and he was rather sensitive on some of his challenges. I didn't want to assume such things because that would be rude, and I don't know any of you. So I felt it was better to politely ask. Maybe I should get a phone. Maybe this way we could have other ways to communicate other than mind speak and that translating. Would that help?
It does not matter to me. I can speak just fine in English, French, Dutch. I just cannot hear it, so I have the translation of the words that are being said.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. The rest of the scene I'll just write in the text chat so I'm not disrupting other people's RP time.
Okay. And Air will glance at Bosco. And I believe you were here for some first story, were you not?
So at that, Lucas starts in with the story, and if everyone's okay, we 20 minutes later it, and at 3 successes worth of storytelling.
As the story is as he's like going over the details on what local Silver Fangs have done, Bosco's face just kind of gets more and more, not quite angry, but he definitely has a more stern expression on his face. I see. That is problem.
Well, what's the problem?
Members of my tribe taking kinfolk, trying to take. Out of character, they've been trying to take steps. I can't remember.
They're essentially holding that sept and had taken it from the get way back in the day, but they're holding that sept and they're pretty much killing anybody that isn't a part of their sept. And if they're new guru, it doesn't matter if they don't know them because they obviously aren't a part of their numbers. So
That seems counterproductive at best. Downright traitorous at worst.
very much so. I mean, they've blatantly attacked us publicly, and I'm sure we aren't the only ones, but this behavior cannot be tolerated, and it would seem that your tribe's totem, Falcon, would agree.
Air, where's the dagger?
So
Who has the dagger?
what dagger?
The dagger?
Air begins to look slightly impatient. We aren't in a mortal place, you can speak of it openly.
No, I am speaking openly. The dagger, part of your, tribesmen. The dagger, dead, stabbed. Last I recall.
I mean, the dagger that is buried in the back of my great, and she goes on for a few greats, grandfather.
Yes, that one. Where's the dagger?
It is still in him.
I don't believe she can get that out.
This is going. That is going to be a process in itself.
Well, I don't mean to upset you. I'm just curious,
No. That dagger, from what she just refers to him as her uncle. Well, my uncle was basically holding, I don't know the exact details 100%, but I know it's holding his brother's spirit somewhere. Hence why in a stasis of sorts, hence why his body, and with the dagger in his body also, it has not, decomposed. There's a stasis on both spiritual and physical, it would seem.
Okay. So that leads me to another question. And that question is, the chain. Does a chain work on spirits?
A chain?
A chain. The chain. I don't know if you're having amnesia from, not too long ago. The chain. Remember the fetish chain?
That Veronica, hers?
I believe that's the chain. I could be wrong. I guess only Veronica could say.
I mean, this chain?
Don't
that chain.
know if it has anything to do with that.
What I'm just saying is, will it work on spirits? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. It could. It's a fetish, so it is in part spirit, but what it's capable of, I don't know. I'd have to spend perhaps I'd have to spend a lot of time figuring that out.
Well, Veronica, what do you know?
Spirit within a fetish.
I was told about this chain. The Silver Fang that tried to kill me had this. And what I was informed at the moot was this forces Agar unwillingly in certain forms. Since he attacked me in Hamid, I believe he was going to try to put me in a more vulnerable form.
So as far as we know, it only works on our kind.
Or perhaps others who are shapeshifters. Not just Garou.
We could try it on a Fomor.
Could we talk to the spirit, perhaps?
Communing with a spirit within a fetish will take some time. Quite honestly, I'm sure it's possible. I'm just not certain how long it will take.
Fortunately, we have the advantage of being here, so I'm sure somebody, if we can't get it done, someone might know how to. I didn't know what this originally did when I got it. I just knew they had it.
Yeah.
Hence why I brought up at the moot.
Yeah.
However, if we get attacked by them, they won't know we have something like this.
That is also
true.
true.
I would say that's maybe true. Because we don't know if they had a totem that was with them that went back and knocked us out.
Well, and I'm sure somebody knew that about it. Unfortunately, we don't know either. They may or may not have known what it can do.
True.
So, anyways, how about that totem? How's that going?
How about what?
Well, I mean, if we're coming together and congregating and running together, I say let's fling this shit on the table and figure out what the hell we're doing.
Well, if we are going to form
I
a
know
pack,
what I'm doing, whether I'm in this pack or not. I'm gonna lay down some
Indeed.
destruction on those fuckers.
well, keep in mind they are not of the worm, so while war is definitely at hand,
They are of the Weaver,
we
Isolated said.
may wish. Yes. There's.
They are of a Weaver, and how they're acting is selfish.
Lucas says how I'm acting is selfish and drinks another beer.
Drinking beer is different than just going around and taking kinfolk and not giving them a choice, or killing other Garu unprovoked.
Lucas winks at her. I know.
But Veronica,
Like
However,
I know you want to kick their ass. I totally get it. But do you know whose ass you're kicking? Do you know who this group is? Can you identify them to lay down the law?
We can always find out. This is not something you do overnight.
well,
No.
I was born in the Sept of the Frozen Forest. I know a handful of them by name and face. And I will have it known that some of the individuals here came with me from there. So some of them are aware of what's going on and are not okay with it. Now, the others, I wonder about. There's a possibility that they know when something is key, whether they right or not.
I see.
And they have new numbers that I don't recognize. Though
I know we brought this up before, but is there any way we can like get a copy of their official sales pitch? Because I'd like to know why these people are joining them.
Join us all day.
I can second that with Abby.
yeah.
And many people, we are wolves.
You could also try to find a way to ambush some of them and get them to talk.
We have.
If only we had a chain that could help us out with that situation. Let me think about that.
I mean, we have it right here. Another idea I have. Not sure what spirits they have on their side, but this is one of their credit cards.
Well,
Are you saying we're going on a shopping spree?
Well, do you think they're gonna like You think they might keep tracking on that, right? I mean, after we get what could be used here,
Well,
We
the other
could-
thing is, oh, go ahead.
we could just do a come at me, bro.
Well,
Just-
if you use, go ahead.
Assuming it's not been cancelled by now.
But that'll help us out because then they'll come to us because they're gonna find it's declined. They're gonna track it down, which they can. So they'll be coming to us. That's if we want them to come to us. That's not a bad thing.
Are we making the assumption that this credit card is like a SEPT credit card and not an individual credit card?
I'm sure it's an individual credit card, but it was from a Silverfang. I'm sure there's someone looking for him.
They might be looking for the person. Maybe they have a trace on the card, I guess. I don't know.
If a person goes missing, they looks out on all of the credit cards, bank accounts.
In the meantime, we can try to figure out if it's not the client, what do we need for supplies?
That's the other idea I was thinking.
Maybe some better beer.
Or somewhere better to stay than huts. I mean, I'm not making fun of the SEP for what it's accommodating, but...
You know, that makes sense, but I'm good staying wherever I need to. I'm all good. I mean, I'll sleep in the streets. Don't bother me. I'm gonna look over at the big guy there and say, "What about you? Looks like accommodating where you need sleep could be an adventure."
The idea of a place figured out already.
Well, that's good.
I used to travel a lot to get used to making a sudden hotel room arrangement.
Okay.
I need everyone to make a
Strong-
perception primal urge, please.
Oh boy.
Okay. I gotta.
What sense is this related to? Smell or?
It's actually spiritual senses.
Okay.
But werewolves don't
Alright.
have awareness.
Why is it the dice are not coming up?
Abby
Oh.
gets 0.
So it's
Everybody got-
hashtag?
Yes.
Oh my
Okay.
god!
Hold on, where's the?
That was a legitimate triple botch.
Yikes. I also got a bunch.
I just need.
Botch.
I need the room to roll in. I don't have it. Where's the room that I can roll in? I will do it.
Hold on, I'll send it to group chat.
Okay.
It's in the sidebar.
Okay. I got it just pulling up right now.
I guess we both sent it because mine was just delayed.
I don't think any of us are gonna notice
Triple
this.
botch! I can't believe that.
Wait, I haven't rolled yet. Let me see. John, what is it you want again?
Perception primal urge.
Is
Okay.
it supposed to be on the werewolf sheet?
Yeah,
What's
Primal
that?
Urge was not on the text-based sheet.
Right, but is it one or the other? Is it like alertness shouldn't be there, but primal urge should?
No.
Awareness.
Awareness
No.
isn't on there, but that's because it's not a.
Awareness would be its counterpart.
Yep.
Okay, hold on a sec. I gotta turn on the light because it's dark. I can't see what I'm typing. Let's see. Hold on, bear with me. I'm getting there. Okay.
We have 2 botches and 3 fails so far.
We're doing great, guys. It's fine. Only the first roll of the night.
I have 3 successes.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank God.
Who is it?
Someone had to have one.
Well, hold on. Okay. I didn't get a 10. Otherwise, I'm going to say does Uncanny Instant count, but I didn't get any 10s. And I got to change my name on here now. What? No. I didn't roll me. I'm trying to roll the.
Yeah, do /me.
Oh,
Or /Nick. And then
There we
space. Yeah.
okay. Thank you. But yeah, I got 3 successes, John.
He was the only one that got anything. I botched. I believe Holly botched.
I botched as well.
Yeah.
You had
so-
one of you had a success. It was only a fail because you had 2
didn't.
ones.
Lucas doesn't have any primal urge, and he's like 6 beers deep.
It's fair.
Yeah, I have 3 ones and no successes. Sucks to be me.
Ouch. Ouch. Hey, for once I've been useful. Woo! No.
Alright, so who do we have?
Trying to change my name, it's not letting me.
Alright,
Awesome.
/Nick, and there's space, and then the name you want. So our Bonar was the only one with successes,
Yeah, dude.
and we had a triple botch and a botch.
Yep.
Alright. So, the Bonar would notice very briefly an intense spiritual presence as a spirit seems to manifest. As the rest of your group turns, however, they all seem to slip sideways.
Oh,
Um,
shit.
First and foremost was the Get, and it seemed like the rest kind of just slipped in her wake and were following her unintentionally or got dragged.
Holy crap.
You, Justin, if Rat wants to follow them, she can roll her gnosis to step sideways and follow them.
Okay, let me take a look at that for a sec.
Diff 3 in this case.
Okay. I was going to ask, do I know what the spirit happened looked like? Did I get anything as far as what it looked like?
It was very brief, but it was some sort of bird, it seemed like.
Okay. Well, let me see. I'll see if I can follow them.
You can, yeah.
I got 4 successes to go willfully enter the Umbra. So I do that to follow where they're going.
All right. So, Air was the first one, and the rest of you guys kind of followed in her wake. Bosco, you were a close second. So you guys both kind of stumble, and Air actually ends up face first in a snowbank. Bosco, you're standing in the snow, wondering how the hell you got there. The other three who kind of were dragged through, you guys come through together, but you can see the Air and Bosco already, so you guys at least kind of land semi-gracefully.
Abby will go give Air a hand.
And
Thanks.
then Rat, you come through willingly and are standing in the snow behind them.
Yeah.
It is dark here, and there are northern lights over you. It is damn cold and snowy. In the distance, you can hear hunting howls.
Oh, Jesus.
If you guys want to roll me a perception alertness to get more details about your surroundings, feel free.
Sound-based?
Your rolls went well last time. Sound or sight-based?
John, does Uncanny Instinct kick in at all for perception?
Not here, because you're just kind of looking around.
Okay.
I got 3 successes. Assuming standard.
Please
4.
succeed. I got 2.
I got negative. Oh, wow. I botched twice. Lovely. That's bullshit.
Lucas got 3.
I got 4.
Damn you, roller.
All right. So Rat double botched. Apparently
Yeah.
it was your time. So you are literally awestruck by these northern lights to the point that you don't realize you're standing under a tree that dumps a pile of snow over you.
Perhaps.
The rest of you guys, in varying degrees, will notice first in the near distance an actual Norse longhouse. And then in the excuse me, the tree itself that just dumped the snow on Rat is a large ash tree, and at the top of it sits an eagle looking down at you guys. The hunting howls found sound about as far away as they were before. They haven't moved closer yet.
Do the howls seem like they're tracking? Do we know who they're hunting or no?
Not at this point. They just sound like a pack that's on a hunt and haven't found anyone just yet.
She's now curious about the eagle.
We just got knocked into the Umbra. Is that what I gather?
Well, you kind of slipped into the Umbra unintentionally.
Right. Well, I've slipped sideways, so that can make sense if my botch stressed me out enough.
Yeah.
And I hear howls.
Yes, hunting howls.
Anybody know where we are? Hello? Hello? Anyone?
The Umbra, presumably.
I know where
Air
the
is
Umbra.
going to look around. Are they still on the sept?
No, there's like I said, there's a Norse longhouse nearby, this ash tree with an eagle, but you're in a snowy field otherwise.
Can we... Air? Is this an Umbra? Are we in the Deer Umbra or one of a different realm maybe?
Are we in a realm that I can see, or is it just the Umbra? Can I roll something?
Umbra lore.
Alright, I can roll Umbra lore, I just have to let my computer...
Spirit lore. Or get lore.
I have all of them. But wait, does the tree look familiar?
It's a large ash tree.
If I roll
Okay.
spirit lore, what do I roll with it?
Intelligence.
Okay.
What difficulty would it be?
My computer is just turtling, so I will roll get lore or umbra lore, one of the two. But I've got a feeling out of character. I know what's going on here.
I got 1 success, assuming standard.
1.
Come on, my computer did its freezing business, sort of.
So, John, I'm going to look to the eagle and I'm going to ask it, are you willing to tell us why you brought us here?
The eagle just looks down and says, "What makes you think I brought you?"
Well, all I know, it was a bird-like creature that came to visit us. You just happened to be here where we showed up. Maybe you didn't bring us here.
I came to visit and followed you.
Is everyone understanding this, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Abby's walking towards the longhouse.
So what you're saying is something else may have brought us here?
As soon as my computer lets me roll my
I'm going with Abby, so she's not alone.
All right. Well, we'll give a minute here for Holly to get figured out.
yeah.
I don't know why she seems to have these issues all the time.
No, my computer, it's the screen. It goes to the bubble screen or the whatever and
Screensaver.
Screensaver, and sometimes it's dumb.
So, John, I'm going to look up the eagle and say, do you at least know where we are? Can you help me with that?
Okay, you said get lore would work?
Yes.
I have get lore, umbra lore, and spirit lore, so whatever one works. But I'm gonna roll with umbra lore actually because it's better than my get lore.
So this is your umbrella?
Intelligence. I'm now difficulty or standard?
Standard.
How about 4?
And which one was it? Umbra?
Umbra.
All right. This is definitely a not a near realm. Well, it's in the near Umbra, but specifically this is one of the homelands, and based on the conditions here, it's probably the Get homelands.
I was gonna say the ash tree kind of set me off. And air. Actually going. You said there was an eagle, the ash tree, and the homelands. Air kind of walks over to the ash tree and starts investigating it.
I don't know if you caught it. There's an eagle in the top of it. That's talking to you guys. Okay.
That's
I mean, it's
the eagle. Okay. Well, she's
And
looking
John,
up as she's investigating the ash tree, and she's kind of touching the ash tree.
And John,
she's kind of
go ahead.
Like, remember what she did in the fairyland scene with the other tree? She's kind of gonna put her hands on it and try to do something similar.
I don't remember, so you'll probably have to.
She kind of touched it and focused her spirit on it.
Okay.
So that's how she went, kind of, in that scene when she touched between the spirit world, the end of the dead, and I think there was another one. I think the physical. She kind of had sight into all three. Yeah, it's the same thing to this tree. I can't remember if you had me roll a gnosis or something else.
Probably was Gnosis, that would make sense.
Right.
The eagle doesn't really give you guys any answer. He's just watching at this point. Looking at you guys.
I will roll my gnosis. What do you want the diff to be? This ends. What I gather.
John, is it currently snowing, or is it that it had snowed? Is it snowing currently?
It is not right now. The skies are clear. You guys can see the northern lights, but there's definitely heavy snow on the ground.
All right, what's the diff on that roll?
That will be diff 8.
Spending willpower. Not that it mattered. I have 5 successes with the willpower. So yeah, 5 successes. I did fate.
All right. 5 successes. The tree does seem to kind of connect back to other realms, but distantly. It seems most strongly rooted here in this case.
Okay. Which makes a lot of sense.
All right, we had 2 of you guys headed towards a longhouse. As you guys get closer, you will see that
John, on the way to the longhouse, I'm shifting to Lupus.
okay. So you and Abby are approaching the longhouse. The rest of you guys are still over by the tree as the eagle watches.
As Air is kind of feeling the tree and really, really focusing.
John, I'm going to listen. Do I hear, like, the howling and whatever? Do I hear it getting closer to us?
It doesn't seem to at this point, although it does seem to be kind of moving around the perimeters. You know, so it was to the north. Now it's more northwest, but...
And as Air is thinking the homelands and is kind of trying to get a feel for this tree, she is going to take a moment to drop to Lupus. I don't know if you want me to actually roll to shift or auto.
That's fine.
Auto? Okay. She's going to put up a general howl in on Fenris and the ancestor Fenris in general.
Okay.
And wait a moment to hear if there might be any responses.
You hear a number of howls in the distance. You're not sure if it's necessarily in response, but it's similar concepts.
Okay. And then, yeah, her next howl that she puts up will be specifically for her ancestors. And she'll gain that too.
All right. The first ones, you guys, Abby and Victoria are close enough. You guys would actually see it as a large Get Krynos comes out of the longhouse. And it lets out a howl again. And it's a howl of challenge to Sigurdsson the First. And he's got a axe and a sword, one in each hand, and he kind of clashes them together before he lets out, and it's somewhere between a roar and a howl. And he says, I killed your father, I can kill you, Sigurdsson.
Oh, shit.
Killed him so thoroughly he didn't even end up here in the halls of ancestors.
Can I roll my rage?
Yes.
Oh,
You just
okay.
heard it. You didn't see it.
Yes, I don't have to see it. I can hear it. Either way, she's shifting to Krynos, but this rage roll is going to determine her further action. What's the difficult?
I'm going to go 6 because you can only hear it, not see it.
Nothing. So I guess that means I remain cool as a cucumber. But she's going to shift to Krynos, and that howl he made was a howl of challenge, and she will, because she's a Get, she'll return in kind that she's not one to turn down a challenge.
And as you let out your howl, there is another howl that comes from the far side of the longhouse. Somewhat for more distant in response to that challenge as well.
Are they
basically
responding to
answering
the
it.
one who issued it to me?
They're responding to the Krynos that howled. Basically
Like
accepting the
4
challenge.
Or... Okay.
I'm gonna look around. Where's Lucas right now?
Lucas is at the tree and slow shifting the Krynos.
And Air is going to turn in the direction of the howl of the howl of challenge there.
John, what is the eagle's reaction to these howls? How is the eagle reacting?
It is just watching at this point.
Because Air is also proud. Yet another howl, which is basically going to declare that she intends to bring her family the glory they deserve. So a glory howl. A defiant glory howl to this person who's challenged her.
All right. The eagle does swoop down and kind of land in the snow. And it kind of fluffs its wings, almost like a bird will take a sand bath. It kind of does the same thing in the snow.
Okay.
And then it looks at the group as a whole.
Okay, finish.
And it just says, wisdom, honor, and war. Before it flies up and begins to head towards the longhouse.
Air is going to activate her fetish, the one that works as fangs of the north, but just her claws. So let's see.
John, I'm gonna shift to Lupus.
Okay.
As soon as Lucas is done shifting and activating, he's going to start running off to catch up with the two that went to the longhouse.
Okay.
All right.
This is to activate my fetish. My claws, so I believe that I'll have the book open here, I think.
John, when I get done changing myself, I'm gonna head up. I'm gonna run up to the longhouse too.
So activated this fetish. There's a blue smoke rolling off of her, and yeah, she's going to rush towards the sound of the howl.
Bosco's gonna back her up in his phone.
All right, so you guys are closing. Abby and Victoria, you guys are basically at the longhouse.
Yes.
And
Means of supernatural healing don't work, by the way.
This guy who is Krynos who has issued the challenge, there's another Krynos that comes just barreling through the snow at him. And he stops just panting and and huffing and puffing. And he looks directly at him. And he says, real briefly and gutturally, he says, Magnus, your slaughter of my family ends here. No more Sigurdssons die with you. And he shifts into a Krynos, but then he pulls a cloak over his, like a hooded cloak up, and the hood is a bear head. And he seems to bulk up almost into a bear-like form. And so the rest of you guys are arriving as these two are kind of engaging a little bit already. So Veronica and Abby, you guys actually saw him accept the challenge and the fight begin. The rest of you guys arrive just as the first blows are kind of passing back and forth.
All right.
And the eagle lands on the longhouse looking down.
Can Abby get inside?
In the longhouse?
Mm-hmm.
There's just a skin over the door, so I'm sure you could.
She's going to go inside.
All right. There are other get in here. They appear to be feasting and carousing at this point, although some of them look up at you when you enter.
She's going to look around for anything that's out of the ordinary or seems strange.
Roll me. Let's go with a perception investigation.
Two successes.
All right, two successes. Not really a whole lot to it. It's a pretty traditional Norse longhouse. Really looks the part. Basic wrought iron implements for the most part. Feasting, drinking, some fighting and arm wrestling type.
Is there fire?
They do have a hearth fire in the center.
Are there any logs that are small enough that she can lift, but long enough she's not going to burn herself lighting it?
Yeah, I'm sure there's some. It's like a 3 or 4 foot long fire pit, almost more like a trough.
She is going to get a piece of wood long enough that it's not going to burn her, that she can kind of use as a club with fire.
Okay. The other get do kind of look at you strangely. At that. Outside, you guys see the fight continue, and the Get in Krynos, he drove his sword in a fairly brutal thrust but this like bear form Krynos caught that blow, so the sword passed through his forearm, but then he twisted his forearm and pulled the sword out of his hand.
Can I make an attack on the Guru, not the Baru?
So you are going to attack the other...
the Krynos, yep.
With the axe, if you want to.
Yep.
John.
And I have my fetish activated, so I'm hitting him with Fangs of the North Claws.
Okay.
John, one
Yep.
question I want to ask. I would wish to roll a Fatal Flaw on the Kiernos that said he was going to kill Air or the Ziggerson's family.
Okay.
The difficulty is wits and subterfuge of my opponent.
7.
So the wits and subterfuge of him, correct? Because he's your opponent.
Correct.
That's going to be a 9.
I have 5 to hit.
Well, that'll hit.
Okay.
Oh, botched. It's not my day.
11. I have 11 dice here.
I'd have to look. I don't remember what Fatal Flaw does offhand.
For damage, ones don't count on damage, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 damage.
Okay.
With my fighted, and let's see. To heal it, but he gets -1 penalty for the rest of the scene.
So, John, what the gift does is, if I got success, it would allow me, one success would allow me an extra dice during damage. Additional success grants knowledge of weakness.
Okay. So well, I'm going to say primarily you're just not going to figure anything out at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's got to roll a soak yet.
Yeah.
And you had what? 3 damage? 4?
Nope, 4 because ones don't count on damage.
Okay. So he soaks 3 of them. And I need everyone to make a willpower roll.
Okay, what's the difficulty?
It is going to be a difficulty of 8.
Damn.
Okay.
Two successes.
2 successes as well.
Happy fails.
Two successes.
2 successes for Lucas.
Hold on a sec. 2 successes for me.
I'm just going to pitch a couple of those out there, and those were all supposed to be 8. I whiffed that. Good move.
Well, mine were supposed to be 8. Mine doesn't count. I rolled it as a 6.
No, you have 1 success.
Yeah, you can still see the spread, so we can just do the math ourselves. If you hover over the green eye, it'll show you the...
Oh, okay. So 1 for Lucas then.
All right. Jesus. I was wrong with all 2. So, everybody had a success for the most part, other than Abby?
Yep.
Alright, so Abby, you have this log, and you kind of like duck, and so do a couple of the get inside. Everybody outside, you are able to kind of hold firm as a ear-splitting, vicious howl echoes across the plains, as does a number of the hunting howls. And give me a perception alertness.
What's the difficulty on that?
That's actually just going to be a 4.
Is that for everyone?
Oh.
Yes. Except
Oh, yeah.
Abby, she's inside.
I'm in headphones, so that's lowered by 1 for me.
Would I even have noticed the howl since I'm deaf?
Yes, because it's not just a verbal.
Okay.
Can I use?
I got 4 successes.
Does
3.
Uncanny Instinct, does that work on this one, John?
What's that?
Does Uncanny Instinct work on this one?
Yeah, I'd allow it.
Okay. I have 6 of them.
All right. That moment you find the perfect picture too. So, all of you guys will notice across the plains, and I mean you can physically feel this thing running. The eagle also lets out a low shriek. This is what you see.
Oh, Lord.
I wish I could see, but my screensaver came back up. I'm trying to get it up.
I don't think I could get much Fenris here.
I saw that picture.
Come on.
That's nasty.
I can't even see the picture because my screensaver went up and it's doing its stupid thing again.
Disable your screensaver, Jesus.
That's what I said. I'm gonna have to do it for her, but she'll forget to remind me tonight.
It's just a. It's
And
just
me and
a
John
threat.
can always send me a picture via Messenger. I have my phone here.
That's true.
Do we get the thing that this thing is hostile?
It is definitely highly aggressive.
Okay, that's clarification.
Oh, it's Fenris himself.
Uh-oh.
And the
I did call Glory to Fenris.
packs of wolves
Get.
circle the start circling the lodge itself as he comes in, and he just kind of lowers his head and like shoulder checks or head checks that air
Okay.
and sends you sailing. And then he
How
kind
far
of
do I go sailing?
it's probably a good 15-20 feet.
Oh, fuck that. I'm getting right back up and
And he kind of starts circling
Getting back
around the duel itself.
I'm getting back in. I'm gonna fuck this fucking Magnuson shit up because I know that's what's going on here. Once I get back in, I'm leaping in and going in again. Initiative hasn't been called.
The eagle kind of swoops down and flares in your face briefly, like
In
trying
mine?
to deter you.
Well, deterring me is not really going to do much simply because a challenge was issued to me and I accepted.
The guru with the axe looks at the other one with the bear form and says, "Son of Sigurd, is this who fights your duels for you now?" And you can roll me a get lore if you want.
Okay. Standard?
Yes. All right. One success, you would know that duels are often fought between ancestors in the Get homeland.
Okay.
Duels are permanent death there. Raids and skirmishes are fought regularly, but no one dies. But in an issued duel, death is permanent.
Well, okay. But as a Get Fenris, it's frowned upon to show cowardice, and running from an issued challenge would fall under that.
I believe that's why your totem's interfering out of game.
Maybe, but
You could always bring it up to Fenris himself.
The eagle starts to kind of flit around by the rest of you guys. Tiger, I need... well, actually, any of the rest of you guys can make a Wits Enigmas. Or...
what if my screensaver hadn't come up again?
Tiger, yours is at a diff 5.
But
What's the difficulty?
Standard for everyone else.
Okay.
5 for Tiger.
Air is gonna, because in a sense this falls under speaking, she's going to issue a growl that says, "I'm not a coward."
I got 3 with the willpowers.
I got 0.
Me too.
I have 4. And if eavesdropping can work, I have 5. It depends on what you want.
Well, I'll make that roll when I am able to. Yay, computer.
How many dice? Do you know? Ollie?
Huh?
I'll look.
Yeah, my sheet's up, but I can't even see my sheet.
I was just going to offer to roll for you.
Come on. I mean, if John can look and roll it, great, but
He did. You got 2 successes.
okay.
It's a knowledge I don't have, so I can't roll.
She still lets off a low growl of, I'm no coward.
All right. Let me look back here. Isn't Rat a Ragabash, correct?
No, I'm a Gilliard.
Okay. I don't know. I just assume all Bonars are Ragabash.
Sorry.
I mean, it makes sense.
Even if Bonars aren't a Ragabash, they're still a Ragabash.
Correct. All right. Did Lucas roll for the Wits Enigmas?
Yeah, but I didn't get anything.
Okay. So, Rat, you would know that the the challenge was issued to, right, specifically the words you would have picked up on were the first Sigurdsson, and you would also recall some of the legends of, the valiant, these rivalries, these blood feuds between various Viking jarls and such.
Yes.
Tiger, as a Philodox, you would recognize the key things were that it was a challenge issued, which would imply that is a duel, which would be one-on-one, and that he addressed it to the first Sigurdsson, and he has now addressed this bear form Krynos as the son of Sigurd.
I'm going to yell to Ire, and Guru, obviously, since I'm in his bow. You weren't challenged. That one was. And I'm like point my nose towards the bear figure.
And Abby comes out of the longhouse carrying a 3-foot burning log.
She kind of curls her lip because at the initial challenge, it did not sound as such.
Will not interfere.
I'm going to say...
She's still...
I'm just going to say, Guru, that there was 2 that accepted the challenge. And it said the first.
Yeah.
It said the first. You're not the first. They asked for the first.
As Abby walks out of the longhouse carrying a 3-foot burning log, the other Get begin to pile out. And seeing the smoke coming off Air's claws, they begin, however, to position themselves to attack.
Can we see the sword that was flung?
It wasn't flung, it's still through the arm of the bear form.
So, out of character, I have a question. To change to my natural form, do I have to do anything, or can I just naturally assume my natural form?
You can shift freely.
Okay. So I'm going to shift to Krynos now that it looks like we're going to get our ass beat down. So
Bosco's gonna jump between the group he's with and the group that are coming out of the longhouse. There was a one-on-one duel challenged. No one will interfere, no one else will fight until it happens. It is a matter of honor between those two, and nothing else will happen until it is settled.
Veronica will pipe in and be like, however, if you want to issue complaints, there's your tribal totem if you wish to address this issue. But I don't believe he'd be too keen on this.
Hey, John, am I getting any sense of impending doom going on right now?
Not an impending doom necessarily, but definitely conflict.
Okay. So that I got that bad feeling about this. Okay.
Come on. Ugh. My screensaver is still up. So I apologize if I missed anything. There we go. But I had to go in and get my whimpering Fenris out of the house. So now my screensaver is off.
All right. Well, not much happened while you were gone. I knew you were stepping away, so. The other Get are pouring out of this longhouse, kind of looking like they're ready to start something. Abby's standing there with a 3-foot burning log.
She's gonna turn and start pushing the door closed on however many she can get to stay inside.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll a strength check at that point. Okay.
I have 2 successes.
Was Abby still in Hamid?
Yep.
Oh. I was going to say that's a small dice pool, but that makes sense now. No, actually, none of they're all still in Hamid too because they were feasting. So currently, you won.
But you said it's a fur tarp over the door?
It's like a big, it's like a long skin hide. So I assume you just kind of, when it fell shut, you just kind of stood on your side of it and blocked the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
With a burning log.
Don't forget the burning log. That's important.
Oh, I'm not.
All right. So you guys there's 3 Gat out here. The bear and the other one are still dueling. Fenris is prowling around that. And then you guys are all kind of gathered there.
We still have Mind Speak Up, correct?
I assume so.
Yes. I didn't shut it off.
Abby's going to ask you how many of them are his kin and how many of them are her kin.
It's the one that's in the challenge is her only kin at the moment that I know is right.
Correct.
And the other ones, there's no way to figure that out.
Not really, no. They're not wearing any banners or anything, sigils.
And that's when I go over to Abby. There isn't really any way to figure that out.
So if I burn them all to death, it is moot point?
Pretty much. I'm sure if they were her kin, they would protect her first.
She's gonna start trying to light the skin and the. Well, she's gonna start with the wood beside the door first, activating Gift of Master of Fire.
Okay.
And then once the outside around the door starts catching, she's gonna also then shift up to Krynos to make sure that they stay inside until they realize it's too late.
What's Air doing right now?
She has literally let out a low growl like prior before I am not a coward. But like I said to her, it sounded like the challenge was issued to her because of how things went down.
Well, I'm going to shout over to her. My character is going to shout over to her and saying, "What the hell is your connection to this eagle?"
She just kind of shrugs. And it was Fenris that threw her off, right?
Correct.
So she's kind of now in the process of this might suck ass for me, but she's literally now staring at Fenris. Not issuing a challenge, but she's she's basically trying to stare him down like I'm not a coward. If I die basically, but like I said, between the way that the challenge sounded initially did not sound That way. But if he threw her off, she's going to, yeah, kind of stare him down.
Okay. The other get that have piled out are kind of all eyeballing the group, waiting for you guys to make a first move. And you guys will all hear the eagle again as it looks at you kind of one by one, and it lifts first one talon, and it says war, and then it lifts the other talon and it says wisdom and honor.
Do I get the feeling with the three other Garu that they're planning to attack air or be hostile to us?
The other get seem to be not aggressive, especially given Fenris is here, but they are seem on alert. More of prepared, ready for a response should it come to that, I guess. The bear continues to beat on the guru, although he does take some wounds from the axe. Fenris seems to have started watching rather intently.
I want to use Call of the Wild on our pack to bluster them with a howl of elation.
Okay.
Do I have to like say the speech out loud, or no? I could just be
that's
like,
fine.
Okay, it's more to like just bluster everybody and to make it feel like to anyone that would attack the pack members to watch it. It's more of a warning of. Think of it as not like a threat, but making it clear, like, you hurt anybody, there will be a problem. Alright, so stamina.
Air seems willing to accept that the challenge wasn't made to her, even though it initially sounded as such. But like I said, she's still kind of keeping her eyes on Fenris.
Okay, this is hilarious. There was no successes.
No ones either, though. So.
Yeah. Someone gave me their bad dice rolls.
It was me.
Damn it!
The two seem to be fighting somewhat to a stalemate. The other get seem kind of standing at the ready. Both of them are, or I should say both of the the guru and this bear form are fairly wounded at this point. And the eagle just looks at you guys, waiting to see if any of you guys are going to act.
Lucas is basically just staying here, kind of in the high alert scenario as well. He's thinking that, we're in their tribal homeland with, Fenris standing right there.
She's gonna keep. Okay, sorry.
That was basically it.
Air is keeping her eyes on Fenris, but she is going to make a howl in a. It's a howl that basically is to cheer her ancestor on, I guess, for lack of better wording.
Bosco's just going to kind of pace around in his bow. It's kind of keeping a line between his group and the get that are gathered.
John, what's going on with the fire as regards this longhouse? What's happening with that?
With what?
The fire that's supposed to be happening to the longhouse. What's happening with that? Where's it at right now?
The longhouse itself was on fire, unless I missed something.
Natalie was setting it on fire with the log.
Yeah.
I did miss that part. I heard she had the log. I didn't hear the...
Oh, I heard that.
I heard it. That's what I'm saying.
All right, well, I did not hear that. I apologize.
It's okay.
In that case, the get would assume when they would notice, obviously at first they don't because of the fucking Fenris himself is here. When they do notice, obviously that is a hostile action, and they begin. From inside, you hear efforts to start tearing off the hides and stuff. And then the ones outside kind of turn to the rest of you guys and begin to advance, starting with Abby. So, I'm not going to bother with an actual initiative for my own sake, unless you guys want one. Otherwise, I'll just have you guys act in order, and then them last.
That is up to you.
I have no strong opinion one way or another.
Alright, and we will go in that order. So, your first act as these guys begin advancing.
Okay. Are they coming at me as I'm
One of them's headed towards you, one of them is headed kind of towards the rest of the group, and one's headed towards Abby.
She is kind of gonna give a low growl. Are they coming at me aggressively?
One of them is, yeah. The other one, like I said, that kind of...
They're coming at me aggressively. I'm going to defend myself. And she's going to divert her attention away from Fenris. And she's going to take a swipe with her claws. She's going to strike him.
All right.
have 4 to hit. With my fetish activated. So I don't know if you want me to roll damage, but
Yes.
okay.
Out of character, why is Abby lighting the longhouse on fire?
It's full of fucking it's of the Magnusons.
Hey John, am I seeing the get going at air? Is that what I'm seeing? Is because
All right, I have 10 dice to roll for damage.
Yes, you guys would all be seeing it at this point. I mean, it's pretty blatant.
I have 5 damage.
All right. He hadn't shifted yet, so he will on his round, but in the meantime, he soaks 2 of them.
So I know this is a big help, but I got to drop.
Give me a wits and performance roll. You need to consider a coffee IV, so you just don't have to sleep, and then you won't have to drop as early.
I don't know.
well, I'm
Prove of that.
It's almost midnight for me, so
Yeah, me too.
Well, and if you want to do the same thing,
that on EST instead of CST, so
yeah. Justin, if you want to do the same thing, you guys are Galliards.
yeah.
Wits and performance as well.
I'll do that, but John, I'm gonna have to stay for the fight because air put me in a situation that I have to fight now. But I will roll. You said wits and performance?
Correct.
For what?
Let me check it
Again?
out.
Just for my 2 Galliards. So Lucas, with 2 of you, you might embellish a little bit and stuff, or maybe not catch all the details, but you are at least mentally, if not physically, writing it down, but recording this duel, because obviously a duel between 2 Get Jarls is a big deal, especially in the homeland where it's a permanent death.
Is that why Fenris was there? Is because of how big of a deal it is?
That would probably be part of it. Another part being that someone interfered.
Okay.
I interfered because I thought the challenge was issued to me, but I did also state Lori. Yeah.
Yeah, she had drawn his attention, and then she interfered in a duel.
Yeah, John, I got 1 success.
Okay, so you're kind of watching the fight, but you don't necessarily recognize the importance of it as much.
No, but I have to uphold my word, John.
Correct.
So that means I have to go out and help air because based on my words said back in the move, I have to now enact it.
So Abby is next to act. Abby, are you just going to keep burning things?
I doubt she hears anybody walking towards her. Does she notice somebody visibly?
Are you still like working your way around the building, lighting this thing on fire?
Yeah.
Then you probably would not notice because he's advancing from behind you.
Okay.
So you're gonna just keep burning, I'll assume?
Yep. Until she has reason otherwise.
Let's go with a Dex Athletics. Victoria, you're next to act, so if you want to start figuring out what you're going to do.
Okay. Do I see Abby, someone trying to get the drop on her?
Yes.
Alright, I'm going to activate my fetish. So it's Gnosis difficulty 4. Last time.
Yep. So, Abby, you get the, like, you're still just, basically you're trying to space the fire out so nobody can get out. And you have got the door burning that no one can get out that way. And now you're just getting the rest of the building, like, starting by windows and that sort of thing.
John, the one that's attacking Abby, does he have anything metal on him? Like armor or anything?
You know, he might have, like, some belt buckles or something. Nothing real large, but there may be some small bits of metal.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, so these guys were literally drinking and feasting when you showed up, so they basically just came right out.
I'm gonna attack the one attacking Abby. Three successes to hit, or 4. Hold on, because 2 of those are 10. So 2, 4, 5. So 5 successes.
Five successes is definitely going to hit.
And with Soul Lightning, it's there's 2 additional like damage, and the this is a claw attack. So I know it's 2 for claw, 2 for the fetish, and strength, right?
Alright, so you have 3 rollover, plus your strength, plus it's 1 extra for a claw.
Okay.
Plus the fetish damage, which was 2.
Yep.
I believe. So 3, 1 for a claw is 4, 2 for the fetish is 6, plus your strength.
So that's 12. Six damage, and he's stunned.
So he does have a soak roll, but it's probably not good because he's still humming.
And as I'm attacking him, I'm saying it's like, I told you guys not to attack my pack.
If he's in Hamid, he can't soak egg.
That's right, and lightning is egg.
So are claws.
Yep. Ouch. And the egg too.
That's gonna tickle. He's just straight up stunned because of the quantity of damage at that point. Alright, so we move to Bosco.
You said there was one dude coming towards us besides the one going there?
Correct.
I will go after that dude and try to give him a good old bitey bite.
I just want to see him like grab you and give him the old Hulk smash.
Fucking suplex his bitch ass. But I'm in Hispo, so I can't. So.
Well, I'll bet you on a Krynos and against a Hamid, you could probably whip him around like the Hulk did to Loki.
Wait, is he in Hamid?
Yes, they're all in Hamid yet.
Oh, fuck that. I'll just shift to fucking Krynos and just start suplexing him.
Perfect. I like it.
How do you want me to do that exactly?
Well, shifting is free here, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
So it would be, let's start with like a whatever grapple.
So strength brawl.
Yes.
Fantastic. Standard diff, I believe.
Yes.
I got 5 successes. I'm assuming Mighty Blows does not apply for this.
It would not. So you've got him just wrapped up. Are you gonna just lay him out right away, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna start taking him to Suplex City right away.
Okay. So that would be. I'm gonna go with use a strength athletics roll.
Okay. Still standard diff?
Yes.
8 damage, 9 if Mighty Blows applies.
That would be 9 damage.
Oh, lit.
And I guess I never really considered would a suplex be bashing or would it be lethal? I mean, at 9 you're at least rolling into lethal, but
right.
I imagine like the initial, like someone who didn't do it real hard, that's still just bashing.
Right, but I mean, I'm definitely going for as much damage as possible. Like, I'm not protecting him at all.
Well,
Right.
I'm throwing him.
But John,
Yeah, in Krynos, it's lethal.
but John, the only other thing to consider is if there's snow on the ground, that's going to soften the impact. Because I used to wrestle.
Not
That's gonna.
necessarily.
You are in like frozen tundra snow.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
different.
okay. I was saying
That's
if it's soft
ice.
snow.
No,
yeah, if it's soft snow, I'd be like.
This is the Fimble winter.
This is
Oh,
like
okay.
ice.
So snow is a very loose term.
Oh, like snow
Right.
back home in Wisconsin. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
well, there's a reason you got a lot of Norwegians and stuff in Wisconsin. It's because it's climate like home, also known as it sucks for everyone who's not acclimated to it.
AKA everybody.
So that's going to be 9 lethal damage. So you just suplex him onto the frozen ground, and you and those around you hear bones crack. And then we move to Lucas is gone, so it's Rat's action. So there's one facing air.
Yeah.
There's one that you just watched get suplexed to death.
Yeah.
And there's one that Victoria
Is that
has
the one that she was
stunned.
fighting?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So John, I'm gonna spend 1 rage, and I'm going to attack the one that's on air right now.
Why did I just
Because
have
I'm-
an image of? Why did I just have an image of Rat like jumping on her like an angry rabid raccoon?
I'm going after the guy attacking here, not air herself. But
Right.
well, I have to. She put me in a position. I have to do this now.
Right.
Damn it. So I'm gonna with the first attack I'm gonna do a claw attack, and then on the second attack I'm gonna do with a bite.
Right.
and see if any of these actually succeed. So
you're doing one claw and a bite, correct?
one claw and a bite, yeah.
Okay, so you
So
would take your dex brawl and then split it.
Oh, hell with that. I'm just swiping them. I'll
Okay.
just swipe. I don't want to. There's no splitting on this thing. It sucks.
So, well, you could spend, well, you didn't declare rage, so, but normally.
No, I did. I spent one rage.
Oh, okay. I missed that part.
Yeah, I spent one rage. So that's why I was doing a swipe bite.
Gotcha. You're good then.
Okay, so here's for the swipe.
I think my headphones are starting to shit out because I'm getting like some screechy feedback.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, no,
I
it's
got-
been from like 3 different people, so that's why I think it's on my end.
Well, I got 2 successes on the swipe.
Okay. I mean, that's going to hit, so go ahead and roll damage right away.
Damage.
None of these guys are taking defensive action, so.
Okay, let me just check out here what my damage. Okay, so same thing. So three successes on damage with the claws. And then, do I add any dice for bite at all, or?
I think bite is 2 extra, but I don't recall offhand.
Are you in Hispo?
No, I'm in Krynos.
Then it's 1 for bite,
1
2 for
bite.
claws.
Okay. Oh, I didn't add the 2 for claws, but that's fine. I did my 3 damage. Oh,
I think I've been doing that backwards.
Yeah.
Krynos claws are stronger, Hispo bite is stronger.
Well, either way, he's in Hamid, so I'm not worried about soaking. So I'm going to do the bite now. I got 2 successes. And I have to add 1 here. So. And 1 success on the bite. So overall, 3.
All right,
3 egg.
So he is, he goes down. You finish him off as well.
Yeah.
You hear thumping as some are trying to break out of the longhouse as it's burning. And the as the bear does finally finish off the other one, and he pulls the axe out, and then he pulls the sword out of his arm and then picks up the axe. And he turns and he looks at Fenris and he says, "I claim victory." And as she turns and prepares to walk away or head off, he lets out a howl and he says, "I condemn the house of Magnus. Let them burn for their crimes. And let this scar of ash remain. Their corpses lie unpicked and unclaimed in the snow. That when the scum lower than rats who claim the lineage of Magnuson come to find their ancestors, they find nothing but death." And he turns and runs off into the distance, and vaguely you can see where there might be another longhouse further that way.
Air will put up in regards to glory and honor in her family's name. In addition, the howl will be an oath to bring Sigurd back to the homelands, or find his way to the homelands.
Fenrir just kind of looks at you on that one.
She will continue to watch him with a serious expression.
So, Rat. Oh. So Rat's going to give a very angered expression, looking at Air.
Air seems to be focused on Fenris.
That's fine. My sight's staying on you.
And she's kind of either waiting for him to speak or rip her head off, is what it comes down to.
The eagle actually flies and kind of flares its wings out right in front of Fenris and lands in front of him, looks up at him, and kind of scratches in the snow with its talons, and it says, "Wisdom, honor, and war." And Fenris nods and lets out a howl as well, calling for strength and victory, for vengeance.
When Fenris howls, Air will howl with him. It just seems appropriate, considering it's her tribal totem. But her eye is still, she keeps her eyes on him.
All right. The eagle flies up and begins kind of circling you guys. And as Fenris rears up, when his front paws slam back down, the ground kind of splits open under you guys. And I will need a dex athletics from everyone.
Oh, fuck me.
7.
Abby fails.
Bosco also fails.
Oh, geez. I
4
accidentally hit
successes.
37. Wow. I accidentally hit 37 instead of hashtag.
I got 2 successes.
I got 4 successes.
4 as well.
So, Abby, you didn't even know what the fuck was going on. All of a sudden, the ground just opens underneath you.
No, I got 6 successes because of the...
Right. So I think Abby was the... Oh, Bosco failed too.
Yep.
So Abby and Bosco, you guys both land on your ass in the mess hall. The rest of you are able to catch your balance. And then you guys are standing in the mess hall, and the eagle lands on the roast deer and begins to eat.
Wait, the eagle is actually in the mess hall?
Yep.
Like, are we in the Umbra, or is it
No,
the
you're back
actual
at the actual mess hall.
Okay. Air will shift back to the green form. She will approach Eagle, who is feasting on the deer. That's what's on the spit, right? And she looks at Eagle. Like, she gets she kind of, even if she has to, drops to a knee and look to get close. She can get close enough to the eagle and the kill. Or the,
All right. So you're
deer.
at the deer by the eagle.
Yep, on a knee at eye
Okay.
level.
Okay. Well, the eagle just at this point continues feasting and looking at the rest of you guys as it tears pieces off of the deer.
Do I still have that log?
Yes, you do. You have a burning log in the mess hall.
Is there snow outside?
Not here because you're back at the sept. It's
There is a marsh.
yeah. I guess there might be some light snow. I don't.
She is going to
It's
go outside
January.
and find somewhere wet to douse the end of this thing in.
So John, I'm gonna transform back to Hamid, and I'm gonna approach the eagle, attempting to speak its native tongue.
Okay.
I'm trying to gesture to make myself, least to show I have no intent to harm, and I'm gonna try to go. I say in its tongue, where would you want us to go from here?
It actually laughs as you make the gestures about not intending harm. And it looks to the rest of the group and it says, I have never once been concerned that a rat would harm me.
Air kind of half smirks, hearing rat and eagle converse.
I see.
And then it kind of shakes its head and looks around and it says, honor, wisdom, and war. I see some of each in this group performing.
Rat's gonna move back now, head over and take a beer and start drinking a beer.
Air is still on a knee in front of the eagle.
And the eagle just kind of looks at you.
Veronica is still going to remain in Kyrnos.
Bosco will shift back to Hamid.
Air is in Hamid.
All right.
And Air keeps very focused on Eagle. And to we owe the honor of your presence, Great Eagle.
It blinks and says, you called for a spirit, not through words, but through actions. Declared yourself a pack, worked as a group, a pack that opposes tyranny, fights for freedom, he turns and looks at Bosco and says, a group that needed someone with good judgment as well. You're in a place where those of Falcon's brood fail to uphold their own honor.
Air will nod in agreement.
He looks at the rest of the group and he says, you stand as a symbol and thus have I come. The eagle sits at the peak of the world tree and observes the universe, finding wisdom. The eagle flew with Zeus and watched the world. The eagle soared overhead and was emblazoned upon sigil when men took up arms and demanded the right to rule themselves, demanded freedom and justice. It cocks its head at the group and says, is that not what you have done? Demanded freedom and justice? Sought the wisdom to find the right path? Seek to build a better world?
That we have. And she kind of glances at the rest of the group.
It kind of points with a wing at Air and then at Victoria. Some of you have more war than wisdom. And then it points to the Abbey and to the Galliards. Some of you have much wisdom, but are not yet familiar with war. And then it kind of gestures to Bosco. And of course, some of those, one of my own. One of the tribe of kings, and yet also one who seeks justice. Possesses both wisdom and war. And then it cocks its head and it says, will he know when to use which? And then it plucks a couple feathers that fall to the ground before it begins to kind of hop up and start looking towards the door, and you can see it getting ready to take off.
Air kind of looks at the rest of the group and says, there's a time for war. There is always a time for wisdom, and always we should uphold our honor. It seems that Eagle has found these qualities in us. It seems he's chosen us to work together as a pack under his guidance. She glances briefly at Eagle. And then will you serve Eagle and fight under him?
Abby yells out, Viva la revolution!
And Air does not speak until she is looked over each and every one of you.
And here I was worried that we would not get a strong totem. Everyone would disagree with. She just chuckles.
Eagle just looks to Bosco again and gives like kind of a almost a salute with its wing before it takes off and towards the door.
Air will put up a house. Says glory, honor, wisdom to Eagle and his children.
And
she will turn to the rest of the group. Give some things to figure out.
At that point, Rat's going to slam a beer on the table. And she's going to say, I told you we have to stick together. I did what I had to do.
So continue to do what must be done.
I agree, but I'm hoping my wisdom and your war rub off on each other.
I, as a god of Fenris, may enjoy the art of war. However, as a crescent moon, I also find greatness in wisdom.
I made a promise. The promise was that we were going to protect you because you're a target. That's why I went after your person. I said I gave my word and I have to follow it. Man, what's a Gilliard without
While
their
I
word?
appreciate that you have my back, as rightfully any packmate should, know this: I am a daughter of Fenris. I do not fear death.
And I totally believe that you don't fear death. But I have to hold to my word.
That you do.
And I'm the one who said that we need to come together and protect you. So death or no death, we need to keep you alive.
I appreciate your loyalty. It means more than I can express.
So I want to say I didn't. Go ahead.
She will motion for Rat to come to her.
Rat walks over there.
And she will give Rat a friendly hug of appreciation.
Rat gives the hug back, and she just says, I wasn't to take the victory from you. I just want to make sure you stayed alive.
Air will nod at that in understanding. And she will look to the others. We are one now. We win together. We lose together. We learn together. If any of you has an objection with having serving under Eagle, I advise you speak now and to him directly before we go on. Otherwise, we decide our leadership. We decide our plans. We decide how we will take Gaia's enemies. We decide how to handle those who are not as knowledgeable.
Veronica looks at you and claps her hand and gives like a cocky smirk in Kyrdos, flashing her teeth.
No objections then?
Veronica looks at the others.
And she takes
I'll-
their silence. Go ahead, sorry.
Well, Rat's going to look over at Bosco because, as far as Rat knows, Bosco's the only one who's never pledged to join with us. Everybody else already said they're going to before.
Air will look to. She'll note it. She'll kind of glance between Rat and Bosco, noting the lack of surety there, and she will say, "Did he not say that he was here on Eagle's behalf? He introduced himself." And she will look between the two of them.
Rat's going
And-
to turn. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. If she's going to turn and do something, go for it, because...
So Rat's going to just turn and in a more muted tone, directed at Air, looking at her and say, Isolated's going to probably challenge you.
Then let that be between her and I.
Fair enough. And then Rat's going to turn and look at Bosco and say, "Did you know the Eagle was following you?"
It probably helped if I muted myself. He'll say, I did not know, but I had the idea.
So, we are Eagle's children. As no one has raised objection, nor do I intend to. Now,
So, I have a question. Will our theme song be Desperado by the Eagles, Life in the Fast Lane by the Eagles, or our Outlaw Man by the Eagles?
oh. Eric just kind of looks at Abby like she's not entirely sure what to say to this rag bashery. And then she proceeds. We have order to establish, not just amongst this pack, but order. In order to, we have to restore order amongst Gaia's children. For those at the sept of the frozen forest, are in dire need of our services. Whether that be war or wisdom, we can do both with honor.
Tell me we're going to have a better tasting beer if we do this too.
Air kind of flashes Rat a look.
Do you want me to make you some armor or something?
But
And Air kind of brings herself back up to a standing position and looks over her now packmates. Let us start first within this pack. I believe we need to decide who is our alpha, who is our beta.
Good question. She just smirks.
and how do we plan to decide this?
Well, somebody can claim alphaship, and it can be contested.
But before we do that, don't we want to make sure all our pack mates are here so that it's so everyone has a voice?
They will always have a voice, whether
will
they are here
always
at
have
the
a voice.
inception or not.
Yes. Abby's right. They will always have a voice. Out of character, it's unlikely that we'll get every single last person.
We could always do it in the pack chat. Figure out how we're disputing it.
Yeah. Out of character, I just want to make sure that we get, because I know based on what happened last time, someone was vying for leadership, so that's why I just wanted to make sure that.
That was a test.
Yeah.
But then, since none have taken it, I will be the alpha.
Air just looks at Abby. Abby,
Oui.
I love you. I do. And don't take this personally. But I don't know if Pack Alpha is the right position. And I'm not saying that you are not skilled, but
Well, until someone says otherwise or takes it from me, I guess I am the alpha, oui. That is how it works.
Erin just kind of smirks and she's like, I'm up for a challenge.
Oh, she's not the only one challenging you.
Merci, merci. I am so blessed. So who wishes to challenge first, or shall we do this later after we have rested and recuperated?
Who needs the rest? I'm all good. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah, we should do this while it's fresh.
We could always ask Eagle for an idea on the challenge.
Yeah, give me a second though. I'm about to pee on that.
No, that is not necessary. I believe the rules say whoever makes the challenge, whoever is challenged, they then get to decide what the challenge is. So whoever challenges me, I would then decide what the challenge is. And if they can best me in the fair challenge, then they are the alpha.
There are 3 people that are challenging for alpha, though.
Oui.
Hold on a sec. Just because you said you're alpha doesn't mean you're alpha. None of us even voted in. I mean, so at this point,
it is a democracy.
No. I think Eagle should be the one to state how the challenge shall be proceeded. After all, that way. It's at least in most fairness. And no, I'm not. I'm not a half moon, so don't even say that. Piss me off. I'm just saying, since we're not going to be able to decide this democratically, then why don't we?
An eagle looked for 3 things. He didn't just look for one thing, which usually a spirit represents one thing, it looks like. He went for honor,
Yeah,
war,
and wisdom. So it sounds like it has to be a contest of 3 for those who are vying for alpha spot.
Plus some of the other things I noticed. We all bring different things to the table, and sometimes we hit or miss each other. So, God forbid one of us is not around and we're leaderless. We should be able to be adaptable.
Well, that's my bread and butter. I know I'm not vying for alpha spot. I'm just saying it's for.
Oh, I know. Most important thing is we get things structured around here. That's the most important part. Because a healthy pack's more important than packs that are fighting and bickering.
This is true.
This is why I'm no longer part of the
Already,
Sept of... This is why I'm not part of the Sept of the Halloween when all they did was fight amongst one another. It got nowhere. Do not wish to see that here.
No, we should not fight amongst ourselves. We have bigger enemies to fight.
Perhaps someone who is
I
not vying
agree.
for alpha should set the challenge to keep it fair.
Bosco, you have to say that again. I had trouble with your accent. What did you say?
Perhaps somebody who is not vying for alpha should set the challenge to keep it fair.
And how many of us out of character are challenging for alpha?
I mean, I'm not. And
I'm not.
Rat's not. So that's
Veronica
at least 2 of
is.
us who aren't.
Yeah.
So is there...
And I have no doubts that Isolated might try for alpha. So
Abby's just a ragabash.
no,
Abby's causing trouble. Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Abby threw the head in. She has to compete
She
now.
did. And when she wins, you guys can all come live in her apartment. Because she has an apartment.
I would never live in the apartment. I'll sleep outside my cardboard box.
So now we have myself, Veronica, and Abby.
So how do we propose would be a fair challenge of honor, a fair challenge of...
A fair challenge that throws in honor, war, and wisdom?
Yeah.
That is a good question. And at that, she kind of glances at Bosco as the Philodox.
War is simple. Fight. That is how you decide who is best at war. Honor and wisdom are a bit more complicated. I do not think one challenge would be enough to encompass all 3 virtues.
What do you propose, Half Moon?
I'll think for a second.
Boss,
sure. I'm not sure yet.
so Bosco, let me ask you this.
So,
What if one of the challenges is the individuals vying for Alpha have to fight an enemy they don't know and try to make sure, do they make the right choice of fighting the enemy or showing mercy?
that is a possibility. It could exhibit all three.
And I say this because the people we're going to potentially face, we won't know if they're enemy or friend. So it give a good understanding if we have a strong leader.
I think that would work, though.
Well, it sounds like something we can probably work out more once once everyone's had a sleep on it. Because I think this is going to take a bit to define the parameters, would you not say?
No.
I agree.
All I'm going to say is I'm going to enjoy recording the events because it's definitely going to test everyone.
That it will. And she kind of smiles at Veronica and Abby.
It may test some people who do not think that they will be tested in ways they were not prepared for.
Would we also say that no use, can we make it no use of fetishes and gifts? To make it as fair as possible.
Fair.
It would.
I have no objections.
Including rituals. No rituals included with this.
Well, rituals take time. You're right. I don't think we'll give anyone an advantage, but...
Well,
yes.
I'm just...
Let's keep them out of this challenge as well as fetishes and gifts. Have it be of our own merits as is, as it were.
Because we may run into situations where we don't have the ability to rely on our gifts and our fetishes.
That's quite true.
And some of us do not have much in the way of gifts and fetishes.
And then, of course, we need the person who would act as alpha if something were to happen to our soon-to-be winning alpha.
That would be the beta, and traditionally, the alpha chooses the beta.
I'll put my head in for beta. I have no problems about that.
Yeah, I suppose it would depend on who becomes the alpha then, and if they think you are best suited for the second position.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I agree with you. But at the same point, you said we had to choose an alpha and beta. You threw your hat for alpha. No one threw their hat for beta, so I might as well throw my hat in that one.
How do you know that those that do not become the alpha will not be the top picks for the beta, as they have shown they are willing to step forward and take that role when it becomes necessary?
Abby has a valid point.
Oh, she has a valid point, but at the same again, everyone's vying for alpha, and I'm not going to have resentment because I don't mind being beta.
And like I said, traditionally the alpha picks the beta. So ultimately, whoever wins the alpha challenge will establish who is their second in command.
Fair enough, but once again, the way it was worded, I'm just
All
playing
right.
on the words.
Bosco, do you have more of those shot glasses?
He'll pull out another one, pour a shot, and hand it to Abby.
No, I need that three. One for her, and one for me. Merci.
He'll pull out some more, start pouring out more shots.
And she'll place a shot of whiskey or a shot of vodka in front of Ire, Veronica, and herself. And then raise her glass. Mais the best Halloween.
And Air will hold her glass up.
Veronica will hold hers.
And Abigail should take her shot.
And she'll hit the bottom of her glass on the table and slam back the shot.
She'll down it, slam her shot as well.
Abigail will take her shot, toss the glass up in the air, catch it, and then chuck it against the wall. I owe you a shot glass, Bosco.
Oh, nonsense. Do not worry about it.
Good, because I was hoping it wasn't a Fairlink heirloom, because now it's not.
In theory, it's good to be if I collected all these shards and repaired it.
That's a lot of work.
And if it was family heirloom, it would be worth it.
Fair enough. You got me on that. Wait, how many bottles of vodka did you bring with you?
Enough. I brought enough bottles.
I'm okay with that answer. I think that's a good answer. I'm fine with that. So Bosco, it sounds like those who aren't vying for alpha will help set the ground rules for the contest.
No.
So, and it sounds like based on what you know, sounds like we may have to go based on your judgment.
It is possible.
And I don't know how much you know about Eagle, but I'm curious to find out.
John, can I make a spirit lore roll so I can throw out some info?
If you like.
Standard?
Yeah.
1. A whopping 1.
One, you would know that Eagle has many aspects from different tribes.
So Eagle is versatile. He holds on to many different values, and as you've heard him say, war, honor, and wisdom are a part of them.
And apparently he doesn't fear rat, just to throw it on top of it, just to remind you of that.
No.
Yes, eagles typically eat the rat, among other things. It makes sense.
And Rat's gonna lower her head and just. So I'm know about you guys, but I'm going to grab some wonderful cardboard, and I'm going to have a wonderful night's sleep.
I'll find my way to my bed. Wherever I decide it may be this evening.
I do have an apartment if people need a place to stay.
Wait, Air, where are you hiding that bed?
I don't have a bed, per se.
Oh.
But I have places to sleep.
I was gonna say
I'm not afraid to sleep on the ground.
I was gonna say if you could, you're hiding a bed. Yeah, that's a great. I want to know how you're hiding a bed though. If you did, because I need to learn that.
Just know that I have places I sleep. Not necessarily a legitimate bed. But I have a place where I lay my head to rest.
Well, that's good. Let me know, because I can always give you some extra cardboard if you need it.
Thank you. She kind of raises an eyebrow.
You're welcome. I do what I can.
Appreciated.
And Veronica, do you have a place to recuperate?
That I'm still working out because I am new here. And my kinfolk has been rather adjusting, but not used to or comfortable in a hut.
Do you feel
time?
Yeah. There's Abby has offered her apartment that sounds apparently better than my cardboard. Looking at Air.
I have heating on the air conditioning, on TV, on internet.
I'm sure he would like that.
Oh, don't give me that look.
What?
She looks at Rat.
What look?
You know what look. The look you just gave me.
I give you plenty of looks. Like when I had to kill the person going at you. But beyond
that. How do you know that I don't have kinfolk?
I don't know if
perhaps there's a that I just wanna slide into bed with and be all comfortable. Plainly obvious that she's just trying to make her feel awkward.
I'm just gonna say this, Air, that you have a target on your back, so wherever you sleep, you're not gonna be comfortable. So I don't see you going too far in the air.
But I'm so comfortable here.
I smell bullshit, and it stinks.
If you were to roll a perception subterfuge or perception
empathy.
Empathy, yeah. She's not lying.
Okay.
She feels comfortable.
Hold on. Hold on. Okay. We'll see what happens. I got 3 successes. So I rolled 3 successes on that.
Comfortable in her statement, and
But let me say this: do I sense some
Where she wrote
sarcasm
it
in her
down.
statements, though? Was there sort of sarcasm in those statements?
no, you sense the intention of I can't even think of a word to explain it, but no.
I
There's
think
no
she might want to
sarcasm there.
something.
She feels safe.
She might almost
Okay.
be trying to show that she was nearly a ragabash. Oui.
You know, why are people giving Ragabash such a hard time?
Oui. Why do they give us such a hard time? We are so sweet and wonderful.
Okay, now you're going too far with this.
You have such a hard time, Abby.
Oui. Somebody keeps interrupting my Bobo Blitz on the Candy Crush all of the time. All the time.
Does anyone have a broken phone that I can use? One that you want to throw away. Does anyone have any of these phones? Because that would be great.
I can get you one.
Well, I don't have money to pay you. You
Oui.
clearly see I'm stylish here.
Oui. Quoi? Did I ask you to pay me for it?
Well,
No.
I-
We are back, oui?
you're right. You're right. I'm just not used to having help. If that makes sense.
Well, the rate it is going, you will have quite the bits of help.
That's true.
And you're right. I agree with that. As long as Air can keep herself from getting into dangerous situations.
But just remember, when she is in those dangerous situations, you cannot interfere with her trials.
No, you
No,
cannot.
I'm not messing with the trials. That's one thing. That's one thing.
Even if her life is at risk.
If the trials are based on that, then that's fine. But if it's in any other contest than beyond the trials, then no.
Rat, as much as I'm not disagreeing that it is important that pack members are safe, no matter who they are, coddling does not help people become stronger and learn to stand on their own.
I'm not coddling. Let me clarify. I'm not coddling.
I
Remember,
won't let anybody coddle me.
I don't want to coddle you. You clearly don't like my cardboard. So what I'm saying is not coddling. What I'm saying is we need to keep her alive because guess who was willing to be bait to get to the other sept.
Abby raises her hand. Oui, I have offered to be bait long before the moot ever happened. I have the sensors in place to begin the mapping of who comes and goes from the sept.
As she does.
I have no doubt. But what I'm saying is Air's the one's got the target on her. And I'm just saying live bait's better than dead bait. That's all I'm saying. That's not coddling. That's being smart.
I do have a target on my back. But fuck them and their target.
Here's one thing you do not seem to understand. When somebody has a target, the target is not on them. It is on those closest to them. And that is me. They know that I have been with here for the longest time here. And they know me from the other sept, which makes me a very viable target. And I am weak. So I am easy to take, and I won't hear them coming.
You
No.
are not weak. You have your strengths, as we all do. Though, if you wish to upgrade your fighting skills, Abby, I'm certain that not only I am willing to help that, but the rest of us are too.
I might be a better fighter than you give me credit for.
That is also true.
You know,
And
we
Air will
could.
smile at Abby.
I'll wait till you guys are done. Out of game.
She just smiles at Abby.
You know, there are some cases where pack members do make settlements together. And I heard one of you is a very good hacker, so put Silverfang credit card down.
Oui. I am certain somebody around here is very good at hacking.
I heard it is a little bird that spreads a word here.
The kitsuns, they love me. I cannot help it. Oh, I adore them.
Air just stares at Abby.
Who, by the way, still has fox ears and a foxtail on, even when she was in Krynos.
That is awesome.
Tweet, Abby.
I do not use the Twitter for sending anything out, but just to watch the internet.
One person's trash is another one's treasure. That's what I say. Does that help? I thought we are just throwing stuff around here. So.
Abby will pick up the credit card. Well, I will see if they have put a lock on it. If not, I will see what kind of people are watching it.
Fantastic.
And into the pocket it goes.
Are we good?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn and look at Erin. One last thing when she's leaving is like, no cardboard figure.
I mean you and your box, no disrespect. I just have a place that I can rest.
It means she thinks outside the box.
Clearly. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, if you guys are all set, I'll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, players, for playing, and watchers for watching. This has been another episode of Nightfall in Amsterdam, a werewolf session, social that turned plot due to an epic botch.